As we wrap up 2025, one thing's clear. Uncertainty isn't temporary. It's the world we live in now. Noble Gold Investments helps Americans protect what they've built with real gold and silver, holding value when everything else feels uncertain. Visit noblegoldinvestments.com and take your first step toward a safe future. This holiday season, when you open up a qualified account, you'll receive 10 1-ounce commemorative silver holiday coins. Visit Noble Gold today. Past performance may not be indicative of future results. Investing in precious metals, including gold, involves risks. Consult with your tax attorney or financial professional before making an investment decision.
Many supplements on the market are hard to absorb or packed with fillers, but that's not the case with Quicksilver Scientific. Quicksilver Scientific is a U.S.-based company that manufactures advanced liposomal supplements, making nutrients easier for your body to absorb and put to work quickly. Made in Colorado in an NSF GMP certified facility and rigorously tested, this is science-first supplementation. After adding ultravitamin into my routine, recovery feels faster and I don't hit that midday crash anymore. Trusted worldwide for supplements that truly make a difference in performance, resilience, and well-being. Quicksilver Scientific makes advanced liposomal supplements so you can actually feel the difference. Energy, focus, calm, recovery. Get 10% off plus free shipping at tryqs.com/podcast. That's tryqs.com/podcast. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Hello, kitties. This is yours truly, the Crypt Keeper, and you're listening to Slasher Radio.
Welcome to Slasher Radio. Your host, Mikey Bonez, Rob, Humphrey, and Cat Voleur. What is happening, my friend?
Oh, we are here. It's December, guys.
Yeah.
It is.
Was it December last time we recorded? I think it was. It's still December.
It was still December.
But now we're like getting into December, though.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I think we recorded on December 1st.
Yeah. Yeah, because today, looking at as we record this, podcasting time's weird. It's the 8th as we're recording this. So, yeah, even I can subtract 7 from 8 and come up with 1. Yeah, so we were just into, so it's not that weird that I said it's December, guys.
No.
Of course, it's really weird to the listeners because that show didn't come out until like
December 5th.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. And technically we recorded on the night of the 30th. You know, podcast time is weird.
Yeah, podcast time is very weird, but we are officially in December. Christmas is coming up. The Christmas circle.
Dude. Do you know how much of a pain in the, like, it was annoying before?
Just put some jingle bells in there and call it a day.
I might do that. But it's still, I have to note it down, go back in, and every time I think I'm done editing this show, I'm like, fuck, I gotta get rid of all the damn.
See, it's fun to say though, isn't it?
Of course, it's fun to say it, but we still can say it on the show.
All right, fine. Well, that's coming up, right?
Yes, yeah. Coming up next week. It begins actually, and Rob is referring to when every year the listeners and us, we have kind of a battle of holiday movies, and they promote one for their monthly pick for the Patreon, and we pick one after, and we let the Portnoy scores decide the ruling of who wins, and we usually lose. But see, and that's the thing too, we can't tell them to do a Christmas movie. You know, but it's kind of like an unspoken rule because the patrons do whatever they want with their picks. But I feel like they like it too, though.
Yeah. We haven't run into that problem in the past.
I feel like we will this year because unless there's a Christmas Ring movie that I'm not aware of, I feel like we'll have at least one. And that'll be the one that wins. It'll ruin everything. And it'll be the one that wins. And Chris will be happy.
Yep. And everybody's will be ruined.
Like you did. I have to take notes, look back in notes. This is ridiculous. All right.
But now next week, we talked about this off air, but on the show, I might be traveling. I will be traveling next week. I'm still going to try and do the show, but it might be a little weird. We'll see how it all plays out.
Fair enough. But for this week, we wanted to We were trying to come up with something cool, something cold, something chilly, something snowy for the December cold months.
Can we talk about what I learned this week?
Sure.
Yeah.
So we have had a pretty easy run of things, right? Because we had last week was a Patreon pick. Before that was our half of the banger off, which was releasing on Thanksgiving. So it made it really easy to pick like a Thanksgiving themed movie. Before that, we had the Patreon pick. So this is the first week in a while we've had to pick a movie.
Yeah.
We didn't decide on a movie until this afternoon.
Yeah.
This show is in shambles. We are not going to make it through 2025. This show comes to an end in 2025. That's what I'm getting at.
I tried really hard not to let this like impact my enjoyment of the movie, or I might actually, the movie might have a higher Portnoy because I was overcompensating for my movie experience today. But I had a very busy day. Like I had to run errands and I did a very long live stream before I recorded. I've been, just kind of scrambling today. I had to watch this movie in like 15-minute increments around other tasks today. It was not ideal.
No, it was not ideal. And I'm still a little mad because I picked a perfectly fine movie a couple of days ago called Shredder that looks awesome and nobody wanted to watch it.
Did not want to watch.
I was fine with Shredder. I thought Shredder looked fun because I think we settled on a good movie, I guess is where I'm going with this. But I get a little bit burnt out sometimes on the Christmas things. So when it's like still the first week of December and we're talking about doing like snowy, cold movies, it was like, I don't want it to be like too much of a Christmas movie, though, because we have two coming back to back.
Right. No. I didn't want to do a Christmas movie, but it's been, I don't know about where you guys are, but it's cold as hell here. It's miserable.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is perfectly like fitting. It's good. We should do something cold, weathery, snowy-ish, not Christmassy. I wasn't worried about that.
Yeah.
So we were talking about, we had it narrowed down to like a few things. We had also talked about Till Death, which I remember kind of liking when it came out. And I was like, that's super cold. It's going to be fun. I think it might take place like near New Year's or Valentine's Day, though. Like, I feel like it was low key a holiday movie, but then I couldn't remember. And it became kind of a thing. And then I remembered that Greg was talking about Stephen King today. And then I remembered that Mikey had been pushing us to choose more like big heavy hitter titles. Yeah. And this just felt, at the end of the day, like a really solid choice all the way around.
Yeah, it does. Although there was a slight push for a revisit of Santa Jaws, in which case I would have happily watched a Christmas movie.
Yeah, that was the exception. I got a Santa Jaws mug and I want to see if it improves the viewing experience. It could boost my score for Santa Jaws, which I know everyone has been waiting for.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was very short-lived.
Mikey dropped out of the conversation at that point. Like he just didn't say anything.
Just stopped talking to us.
I seen that because I made a joke as how the conversation went. Because like Rob said, we were having a hard time coming to a conclusion on a movie. And I was kind of trying to poke to get it done. We were going, it was meeting. This was like the longest we haven't had a movie probably. And I forget what I said. Oh, I said we were going to do a Joyride revisit just as a joke and a threat at the same time. And then Rob spun that around on me real quick. It was like Santa Jaws revisit. I'm like, okay, that didn't work. And this is not getting better. So, I
think he actually said 'tis the season for a Santa Jaws revisit. Like, it was really festive.
I also offered a revisit of I Still Know What You Did Last Summer. I mean, if revisits are open, we got a lot of movies we could watch.
Revisits on this show are done if Cat and or Rob were not in the conversation, like if it was past hosts or something. So,
but it was this. Also, the point is, this was a fucking nightmare this week trying to settle on a movie. Nightmare. We are not going to make it through the year. That is my prediction in 2025 at some point.
I like that 1 month that we had everything scheduled in advance. I want to give a shout out to Mikey because I was pleasantly surprised by him this week. Obviously, it was not the movie that got chosen, but while we were going back and forth, everyone was kind of throwing out frustration picks throughout the week. And mine was The Platform 2, which like just a month or two ago came out to Netflix and it's terrible. And I watched it and I was like, I want to share that misery with you guys. And that was my pitch. That was like exactly my pitch was The Platform 2 is terrible. Misery loves company. We should do it. And then Mikey just out of nowhere has watched it. It is terrible. I wouldn't mind talking about it. And that, like, out of all of the wild things I've pitched on this show, the one I was expecting to get the least support for was the platforms. So even though we're not talking about it, which is fine because it wasn't a serious pick, I did really appreciate that it wasn't instantly shot down.
No, because I watched that movie with somebody who liked it, and it fucking drove me crazy because
I really liked the platform, but the second one,
I did too.
Yikes.
I didn't like the platform, so I didn't watch the platform too. I do have a question about it, though.
Okay.
Is that knife in it?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I knew that. Yeah.
The knife comes back, huh?
Yeah.
The knife comes back. There's also, while I did not like the platform too, there's a guy in it who's just like super obsessed with pizza. And he's like my favorite guy ever in a horror movie.
I mean, a character I can relate to. I like that.
He's just like, you touch my pizza, I kill you. It's like, oh my God. Okay.
Yeah, character I can relate to. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm on board with that.
They got very far away. And yeah, that movie pissed me off. I wouldn't have minded talking about it. Something I think we should do
we'll get
eventually.
to it at some point. Yeah. We'll get to it at some point. That was about the point where I chimed in with, what the fuck are we doing here? It's winter.
Yeah, let's get something serious.
Yeah, let's get like a winter movie going here because it's been miserably cold.
Says the guy in the Carolina. Jesus.
It was 45 the other day.
I don't want to hear it. But either way, nonetheless, we landed on Misery. Very big title, very big movie. Stephen King adaptation, all those things. We have a voicemail, a text message to get to that will be read by Ghostface. We're going to get to drink roll call probably right about meow.
Also, I have a statement.
Oh, boy. Okay.
Somebody sent in a statement. I didn't read it because I wanted it to be a surprise for me as well.
Let's wait till the text messages.
Yeah, that's where it should go.
Perfect, because I also have some stuff from Patreon that I feel like I need to read as well. So we'll get kind of all that, all people yelling at us out of the way in one section.
That's what I was going to say is like, I tried very hard not to read it past what it took to confirm that I had gotten it. But I have a feeling that we're about to be in trouble. And when I say we, I mean Mikey Bonez.
Oh, what else is new? Yeah.
Something different.
Couldn't have called that one. All right. Drink roll call. I'm actually kind of excited. What are you guys drinking?
Well, I went to make it old fashioned. And what I realized and kind of forgot is I don't have any ice. And an old fashioned without ice kind of sucks. So I just poured a bunch of bourbon in a glass and I'm drinking that.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah. The old apartment that I lived in had an ice maker. So I never bought like ice cube trays,
Sure.
And this one also has an ice maker. It just in the almost month that I've lived here, it's made exactly one ice cube. So I expect a little more than that out of my ice maker. And I keep meaning to buy some, ice cube trays and I keep forgetting. So I'm always without ice, which makes making certain drinks difficult.
I am going to send you guys an image. I got what is called a beat box.
Oh, yeah, these are fun.
Apparently, Allie had gotten this before. Hold on, where is I'm all out of sorts on my button.
Fucking juice box?
My button positioning. Yes. Allie had gotten this one time. And I remembered like when I was in the store, I went to the smoke shop, which also is going to be influencing my drink roll call. I went to the smoke shop and they have like a little section for, cans of shit or whatever. And I seen this in there and I was like, I've seen these before. And like, I see them around and I just remembered seeing them and I couldn't remember where, like other than just in stores and stuff. I said, let me get one. So I got the Orange Blast. It's actually pretty good. And it is 11.1% alcohol. So it packs a little bit of a punch. Like it's not bad, for what it is. And I am also mixing that. I don't know if you guys seen my tweet from earlier, but I am super excited. I picked up at said smoke shop some pre-rolls Pineapple Express.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah. On the Patreon show, I was a little airheaded, more so than usual.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm feeling really good.
All right.
I'm doing all right. The images will go up on Patreon. Not that it's a tremendous amount to see, but visuals are fun. Cat, what about you? Ooh.
All right. That's a fun game. Yeah. That's a good time. All right.
Hell of a deal. Dr. Pepper and liquor? That's in heaven.
Having a good day.
917-397-KILL.
Trace the call. It's coming from inside the house.
That's 917-397-5455. You can leave a text message, voicemail for the show, anything show-related, horror-related, and we will air the voicemail on the show and discuss it, or Ghostface can read your text message. and we'll also discuss it. Let me do a little bit of magic here so you guys can hear it. And here is the text message for this week.
Howdy, listeners. Ghostface here with another text message from the mailbag. Hello, Slasher Radio crew and Mikey. It's me, Will, a.k.a. The Thrill, a.k.a. Dr. Dukmas. And today, I'm bringing back an old game from Slasher Radio past. This game is the Ahab Protection Program. My balls is hot. If you don't remember how to play, you are being hunted by one horror character, and you have to choose from 3 different Ahab or Ahab-adjacent characters to protect you and explain why you chose them. The killer that is coming for you is Leslie Vernon. My balls is hot. And the 3 Ahabs you must choose from are Part 5, Tommy Jarvis, Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, Dr. Loomis, and Quentin Smith. Side note, I know Quentin isn't an Ahab in the remake, but his Dead by Daylight lore turns him into one. My balls is hot. Good luck and have fun. Much love, Will. P.S. My balls is hot.
Okay.
We'll need to get to a doctor about his balls, I think.
Will's a
There's
sneaky
got to be like an ointment or cream or something for that, right?
Will's a sneaky motherfucker. In the Slasher Radio Discord, which is pretty active, I don't know. It's fun to say my balls was hot. And if anybody remembers that from the UFC fight, I forget the guy's name. I can't believe it.
I don't remember his name either.
Right, but he was famous for saying, my balls was hot.
Balls was hot.
It was great. And also, bravo to Manscaped for capitalizing on that, because they had dude do Manscaped ads a while after that. And his thing was, my balls was hot, but now they're cool. Genius. Yeah. Absolutely genius. But yeah, I'll frequently say, my balls was hot, randomly in Discord, just because it's fun to say. And I was joking with Will. He was like, what if I did a YouTube video where I just randomly said my balls was hot? Because Will has a channel, Darth Duke, right? Everybody should go check that out on YouTube. And I was like, dude, you should do it. That should be hilarious. Just say it and act like you never said it. Just move on. Like, it'd be great. And the motherfucker did it here. So, right. Will, goddamn it.
Well, it sounded like he had an infection or something.
Yeah, Will, get that checked out.
Real me, Will. Real me.
Yeah. Who? I don't know. Before we get into this game, I don't know who Quentin Smith is.
Remake Freddy.
Yeah, what? Not remake Freddy, but
no.
Oh well,
he's from that movie.
From that movie, yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
He's the penultimate boy. He dates Nancy.
I don't remember that. I blocked that movie out. That movie sucked.
I literally only remember this because I just rewatched that movie. He's not super memorable.
You watch it with Mr. Cat's boyfriend?
I did.
Did he love it?
He did not love it.
Okay, good.
All right. So we're getting chased by Leslie Vernon.
Okay.
And we need to pick from these Ahabs to protect us from Leslie Vernon, Tommy Jarvis, Halloween 2, Dr. Loomis, and Quentin Smith. Quentin's out for me.
Yeah, this one feels really obvious for me.
I mean, it kind of doesn't.
No?
Well, I mean, the only obvious choice to me is Tommy Jarvis.
Because he can do karate.
He can do karate,
5.
yeah. Yeah, part 5, you remember he had that whole karate thing. Because I don't even know who this Quentin Smith, I don't know his character traits. I know nothing about that guy. And Halloween 2 Loomis is kind of a little bitch, right?
Oh boy.
So I don't want him trying to protect me.
Yeah. Will's going to be very angry at all of us, especially me and Rob, because Will, he called himself Dr. Dukmas, which is absolutely hilarious, but he loves Dr. Loomis. Last time, Will, you presented this game with us, Ahab Protection Program. I was a little hard on Dr. Loomis. And I think rightfully so. Like, all he's going to do is yell at you and miss a bunch of gunshots. Like, that's it. Like, I'm not going to have him back me up on this. So, for me, and Quentin, I'll say, because I'm pretty sure Will likes the Friday remake. So, he's going to be mad at us about that, too. I think Quentin, just absolutely no way. But I will say this. Quentin will try like a motherfucker. Like, that whole movie was that kid trying to protect everybody and failing time and time. But he tried real hard.
I'm going to throw this out here because Quentin is an easy elimination for me. But to his credit, like, I think that the one saving grace of the Nightmare on Elm Street remake is that Quentin was a better, like, help to Nancy than Glenn was like in the original. Glenn, she's like, don't go to sleep. And he's like, okay, and takes a nap. And Quentin is like, I'm breaking out the adrenaline shots. I've got Hypnosil. I've got, like whatever the fuck you need. And then he gets stabbed. And then he's still willing to like tackle Freddy at the end. Quentin is the MVP of that particular movie. So credit to him. But, I'm not taking him, though. He's not my choice.
Right. Yeah.
But it's closer than I maybe am making it sound.
Yeah. Nancy literally says to Glenn, the only thing in the world you cannot do is fall asleep. Like, that's the only job you have. Don't fall asleep. And he immediately goes to sleep. And I mean, look, I can sleep anytime. I kind of don't blame him for that. But at the same time, he's not a very good helper.
No, I would not want him protecting me.
You can even sleep through important interviews. Hey, Rob.
I don't know what you're talking about.
And to be fair, Quentin, even though the movie was terrible, but Quentin was going up against Freddy Krueger. So I feel like he would probably do better against Leslie Vernon.
Remake Freddy.
But it's still Freddy Krueger, a dream demon nonetheless. Like, I feel like Leslie Vernon's a much easier time. Right?
I'm sticking with Tommy Jarvis. I don't know. I would be inclined to take Dr. Loomis if it was Donald Pleasant's Dr. Loomis, but not Zombies Halloween 2 Loomis, because that guy's worth nothing.
That too.
Actually, so I said that this was going to be pretty obvious. You guys both seem to be going Tommy Jarvis. I am choosing Dr. Loomis for this one.
Dr. Loomis couldn't even stand up for himself to Weird Al Yankovic. He's going to stand up to fucking Leslie Vernon? I don't think so.
Yeah,
no way.
Because Dr. Loomis, specifically from Halloween 2, very theatrical. And that, I think, is the kind of distraction that I need when being chased by Leslie Vernon.
Nah, I need somebody who's going to do something, man. And I love Donald Pleasance and the Dr. Loomis character from the original. I know that's different, but like, I know that that's what Will's got. Like, if I had to pick a Dr. Loomis, right? Honestly, to protect me, I might go with Rob Zombie's Dr. Loomis because he's younger. He's a little more
crazy.
No. It's Halloween 5, Dr. Loomis. That man is insane.
Yeah, I will say this is not the Dr. Loomis that I would choose to protect me because 5, right? But then,
What does he do in 5, though?
He's just crazy.
He protects Jamie. He gets her out of there alive and traps Michael.
Barely. And he used her for bait.
Barely or not. He did it.
I don't know, man.
He did. Zombies, Loomis does nothing in those movies. Like,
Either one of them.
He doesn't stand up to Michael in any way.
You're right about that. But I mean, he didn't really, I don't know. I never really bought into, I love him as a character and I understand his place in the film. But I'm saying as far as actual results, I mean, yeah, he got a kid out of a situation. All right, fine, sure. But like, he really didn't. You're dealing with Michael Myers, who, especially in the 5th film, isn't so much calculated as Leslie Vernon. Myers, and especially in the 5th film, was just this machine, this killing machine that's coming at you straight forward. He doesn't care. He's just walking forward and he's eating bullets and stabbing cheeks. That's it. All right, you got a guy like Leslie Vernon. He's going to plan, plot, and everything. Neither one of those Dr. Loomis stand a chance.
No, but Michael in the first Halloween is calculating and everything.
True.
And he saves Laurie from Michael in the end of that movie. He doesn't kill Michael, but he saves Laurie.
Laurie did a lot of that herself, though.
When it comes right down to it, I don't think any of these 3 Ahabs is going to defend me from Leslie Vernon.
Yeah, they're not. This is not a good batch.
I have chosen the one that I think has the most, who carries the most weight from a storytelling perspective, because that's going to be my longest distraction, to just get in a car and leave.
You guys are crazy, man.
You picked the one who doesn't know karate. That's all I'm saying.
Are you saying Tommy Jarvis could karate his way into
Past
saving
Leslie
you
Vernon.
from Leslie Vernon?
Absolutely, yes.
I don't believe it. I'm not buying it.
He saved Reggie from Jason.
Reggie saved himself from Jason.
I'm just saying he could.
I know Reggie.
But he fought off Jason several times. In that movie alone, at the cemetery, he kind of had a little bit of something with him. And then at the boat in the end, he tussled with Jason.
No, that's 6.
Boy.
Yeah, you're talking about 6. He said,
Yeah.
he said,
he said part 5. You're right. Oh, I take it back. Okay, yeah, you're
That's
right.
not even Jason.
You're right.
Like,
Okay, I take it back.
No, that is true. It was Roy. But still, I'm rolling with the dude that knows karate. Yeah, I mean, if these are my picks.
I hear Tommy Jarvis, I think part 6. God damn it.
right.
Damn.
Well, yeah,
I get that. If he hadn't specified, it would maybe be a different story.
Yeah.
Because then by 6, Tommy Jarvis has like enough of his own character arc that I think he would be very good at, distracting Leslie Vernon while I get in a car and drive away. But yeah, I don't know about 5.
You're not getting in a car and driving away. You know those cars ain't going to start.
Listen, it's a plan. It's not a good plan.
Against Michael Myers, that might work. Leslie Vernon, he's going to make sure those cars don't start. That's not going to work.
I don't know. Dr. Loomis could come in with a car at any time that I could steal from him and drive away.
I can't believe I'm doing this, but my final answer is fucking Quentin. God damn it.
God damn it.
No.
Damn it. I know. I'm mad too.
It's because Mikey wants to be all strung out when he...
Yeah.
Not a bad point.
I will say, that's the thing about Quentin is he is like he's a glorified drug dealer at the end of the day.
What I do like about that answer, Mikey, is that we've all landed on a different answer.
Yeah.
That's true too.
And I do like that. I do like that because normally, well, 2 of us will at least pick the same person. But Tommy Jarvis, he knows karate, and that's good enough for me.
Yeah, but he's kind of wimpy and in part 5.
But that's what makes the karate more effective. Leslie Vernon's going to walk up and be like, oh, I'm just going to hack this wimp in half. And then he comes out with some crane kick shit, sweeping legs and stuff.
Nah, man. I come to the conclusion because I don't believe in either Dr. Loomis in actually getting shit. Yes, Will, I said it. Will's going to give me hell for this, but I said it. I said it in the last one too. So I'm staying consistent. Honestly, I don't think part 5 Jarvis is doing anything either. So my thought is Quentin, I don't think is that strong of a character or anything like that, but he's a young guy. He's a good sized guy. Like, he's got some height to him. He looks like he can handle his shit if needed, and Leslie Vernon, not like the biggest motherfucker in the world anyway. So it's probably going to come down to hand eventually, right? Is what it's going to come down to with Quentin. And I think Quentin will be the most capable of taking down Leslie Vernon. And like I said earlier, he went up against, he was kind of a useless motherfucker in the Freddy remake. Absolutely. But he was going up against a dream demon. I love Leslie Vernon. Nathan Basil. We had him on the show. Great guy, great guest. We all love Leslie Vernon, but he's more calculated than anything. We've seen that in the end, once as calculated as you are, when it comes down to it and push comes to shove, you got to get it done. And he couldn't get it done against Homegirl at the end of that movie. I don't think he's getting it done against Quentin. I'm going with Quentin. I can't fucking believe it.
All right. I don't think anything has the stopping power of a Tommy Jarvis karate chop.
It's part 5 Jarvis, man. We don't even remember. I forgot. I didn't even remember that Jarvis going into it. Get out of here.
I do think Tommy Jarvis from part 6 would have been a stronger contender if he had the plot line of part 6 Tommy Jarvis, but also knew karate like he did in part 5. That would have been great.
Interesting. I guess he forgot all his karate in part 6.
It just never comes up.
Yeah,
he didn't
it never really comes up. I don't know. It's a weird character thing.
Yeah, but and I was thinking because Rob had a couple of shows lined up for the Patreon on the Patreon, patreon.com/radio. We have, it could be random. We can go through some music, but listen to it with you guys in the comment on it, different music choices. It's a lot of fun. We go through like horror movie lists, highly controversial. We get very upset. And a lot of times we'll play a game, and Rob's got 2 games lined up, but I have been thinking in the last few weeks that Will has this game and another one. It's like Fight, Flight or something. I forget exactly what it's called. Those would be fun to play on the Patreon, and we can get the wheel involved.
Yeah, we could do that. I also
the
have
Flight or other one because Rob always tries to fuck Candyman, which is just amazing. That's not an option.
I don't know if you can say that anymore, Rob.
You can't stop me. I have another game in mind, but it requires work that I haven't done yet, so it's not ready.
All right.
But it's a new game that I think is going to be a lot of fun.
I also have like one, it's not a recurring thing, but I do have a one-off trivia game that we have to do.
Yeah, there's some stuff coming up. There's going to be an episode of Killer Beats soon too, because we're getting towards the end of the year. Spotify Wrapped and all that shit's coming out, and I like to do one at the end of the year where I play my 2 most listened to songs of the year for everybody.
You don't have a Wrap though. You're not on Spotify.
No, but Apple has like their generic version of it.
Yeah, it's bullshit. You know
it's fine. Hey, wait, it'll give me the 2 songs. That's all I need.
Yeah, I know, but you don't have a Wrapped, and I know it pisses you off.
It does. It really does. However, this is the first year where when I saw him, I went, I don't give a shit. I'm not switching to Spotify. Every year for like the last however many years, this time of year, I'm always like, oh my God, I kind of want to switch to Spotify. But Apple Music just does what I need it to do, where Spotify doesn't. So this year I saw him and I was like, good for you people, but I'm not doing it.
Fair enough. Okay, Will, bravo, man. Whenever Will sends in a text message, there's always great discussion. Tasha, take fucking notes. All right, I'm going to just call you out right out of the rip. Tasha does not leave text messages. Amber to a degree. Amber's always got, a lot to say, so it's not the same, but Amber will give it to me too. There's a lot of times we'll get a text message and it's really just people talking shit or a voicemail. And, it's like, goddamn, like it's fun and sure, like we love it usually. And that's great. But take notes. Look at Will go, man. Like we just had a whole discussion on this, horror related. It was a lot of fun and all that stuff. Will setting the bar for the text messages here. I'm just saying. Also, we had Cat has a statement, but I'm looking for. There were some comments left on the Patreon that I thought this would be a good spot. Okay, I found them. All right. So on the Thanksgiving episode, I seen this. I forget in between recording the last episode. So 6 days ago, Carly had put this on the Patreon. So it was the day after we recorded. So it's a little bit late, but I felt we should get it in here. And there's a couple of them. Carly commented on the Thanksgiving episode on Patreon saying, wait, Cat, I do think this movie is a banger. I love it. And then she also commented, also, the trampoline kill was so fun. And it was definitely a homage to the cutting class kill from 1989 and totally appreciated it. I missed that entirely. I didn't even catch that.
No. I've never seen Cutting Class, so I would completely missed it too. But yeah, there's a lot of sort of tributes and things in that movie, so I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
One thing about Eli Roth, he really does know about like horror movies.
He does.
Right. If you watched any of that like history of horror stuff that he did, or was he on Joe Bob? I think he was on Joe Bob at one point or something. He knows his shit.
Will also commented on this movie. He said, I think I read this one, 3225. He put a timestamp like we're going to remember. He fully agrees with Cat's sentiment to add it on. Yeah, I think I read this one. Okay.
Still
I read that.
Talking about.
Will also commented on our Portnoy adjustment episode from last week. And this was a Patreon show where we kind of went in and adjusted old scores for movies that we give at the end of every episode. And Will said, okay, maybe this one didn't really have to be read. You guys better not readjust Halloween Kills. I swear to Loomis.
It'll be a minute before we get there, but
he also commented under that saying, balls stay on hot. It's true. True. My balls stay on hot.
It's actually going to take so long before we get to Halloween Kills that the show will have ended before we get there. Don't worry about it, Will. We're not lasting that long. Trust me.
The mystic motherfucker, aren't you?
We are running out of gas fast on this show.
Well, no, we were talking about doing some new stuff and, it could get interesting around here. But no, I honestly, a lot of these scores that we've always talked about adjusting are like older. Yeah. And the more you watch, the more you kind of look at certain things differently and all that stuff kind of changes. We did Halloween Kills recently. I feel pretty strongly about my Halloween Kills score. I don't see myself touching that.
Yeah.
I don't think I need to mess with that one.
Yeah. By the time we get there, though, who knows, Will? So don't hold us to it. But yeah, good shit, Will. Look at Will go.
Yeah.
Real.
And everyone go check out Dark Duke Rye on YouTube. Fucking dude's killing it, man. Putting in great content. A lot of work. It's really funny. I got to hit my button. Cat, no, you had a statement.
I've got a statement.
Right.
So you were talking about Will setting the bar for text messages and the things that Tasha sent in. She sent me a statement.
Oh, for fucking Christ. All right. You know what? We're going to see here. Let's see what happens here. All right. All the good stuff I said about Will's text message and Tasha Taylor. Let's see the differences here. I can't wait to hear this. This is a beautiful thing. Go ahead, Cat.
To Mr. Michael Bartholomew Bones regarding the atrocities you continue to commit.
Calls you by your government name.
I forgot about this. Oh, shit. All right.
Against
here we go.
international treasure. We were friends first, but that rope is hanging by a thread with your repeated hate speech against Shaun of the Dead. I'm hurt, Mikey. Since you clearly don't learn from past mistakes, I'm officially launching a shark campaign. For every single Omen, I'm going to nominate an amazing shark film until you decide to genuinely admit that you're wrong. No cheap Chef Boyardee apology just to try and get out of it. I'll see right through it like a sheet of noodles rolled too thin. I really should have read this in advance. I'm giggling too much.
Oh, yeah. Racism is very cute. Yeah, no, I agree.
I will swim to the deepest depths of the ocean and then start burrowing into the sand to find every pearl of a shark movie in existence for your viewing pleasure. There will be so much salt, water, and sand, it'll tan your skin into leather that genuine Italian handbags will be jealous of. Those sharks will tear into your brain and settle in like a tourist ripping into a slice of overrated city pizza. Yeah, that's right. I said what I said. And furthermore, you...
Oh, great. There's more. Wonderful.
You owe your uncle an apology because his chain of Salvatore's pizza joint upstate is phenomenal, and he deserves better recognition from you regarding his hard work. That is his legacy and your heritage, so have some respect.
Wait, your uncle owns a pizza chain?
No. And if my uncle did, I wish I had an uncle who owned a pizza chain. I could fucking pizza and shit all the time. No. Not to cut it off, but that needs to be spoken on. If I did have a family member that owned pizza, I'll be damned if it's going to be in upstate New York. We disown them quick. You're going to have pizza up there.
I will sacrifice my quest to get back to the bottom of the power rankings for the sake of you learning your lesson, because I'm going to give you so much shit it'll make Rob happy. I hope you understand the gravity of the situation you've put yourself in and come to see the error of your ways. You freaking heathen. Love the potato thief.
All right.
See, we'll take notes. That's the kind of message we need.
Yeah, that's Tasha meeting the bar here.
Yeah.
You freaking heathen.
Yeah.
That's so good.
All right.
So now, not only do you have Chris picking Ring movies forever, now you got Tasha with the shark movies. Mikey, come on, man.
I hope that Mikey it's like a Pokemon situation. He's collecting grudges from all of our Patreon.
I'm not doing nothing. I'm just sitting here talking every week. That's it. I'm a phenomenal co-host. I had to have as a co-host. I'm great, but don't listen to them. There's a lot to unpack, right? First of all, what she call this thing? Historical treasure? What she call? Tasha's talking about my comments last week.
International treasure.
Okay, yeah, Tasha, let's just calm down a little bit.
Bullshit.
Okay,
you're going the wrong way, Mikey.
That's fine. Tasha's talking about my comments on Shaun of the Dead last week, comparing it, or not comparing the movies and as far as what movie was good. Go back and listen. Think that Shaun of the Dead is overrated. I stand by that. You know, like I truly do. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm not saying it's not good. I'm not saying it's not really good. I admit it's a very good movie. It's just not as good as people try and make it out to be. I've always felt that way. Always. This isn't new.
It's the 40th best horror movie of all time, Mikey.
No, it's not. Even so, okay, fine, fair. That's fine, but that's low on the lid. Like, that's not. People are making it like it's top 10. Cat Voleur. But it is top 10. Jesus, see, I forgot about this entirely. I'm not going to lie. I'm a little blindsided here, and I should not be. Tasha also attacked me on Discord about this as well. I woke up to all caps, just the whole paragraph, all caps. I said, oh, shit. I seen Tasha and capital letters, and I was like, oh, fuck. Tasha listened to the episode. And here we are. Yeah, no, Tasha, look, you put up shark movies anyway. You're the reason we had to watch Graveyard Shark. The chaos that thing created. All right? Let's not get started on that. But we had to go hunt down the damn movie, talking to producers and everything else, trying to get this damn movie. You put up shark movies anyway. What are you threatening me with? Let's be honest. I'm not afraid of your threats, Tasha. I'm not, because you put up shark movies anyway. So it doesn't really change. Chris at least had something where I was threatened, because It's not like Chris is putting up fucking Ring movies all the goddamn time. No one puts up Ring movies. So like that was a change. Now he's doing it every month. There's a change there. There's something that I now have to deal with. I had to deal with you putting up shark movies anyway. You, Greg, Chris, Allie, for crying out loud, putting up damn shark movies. It's fine. I got a tree movie hanging over my head for like 2 years from fucking Nesto. Okay? What are we going to do? I stand by it. I'm not going to change my thoughts on it. I don't think I'm wrong. It's a good movie. It's a very good movie. That's it. Top 40 is fair, Rob. I'm not even mad at you for that. Making me agree with Rob's list. What are we doing here?
My list is pretty perfect, actually.
I hate your list so much. So much.
You just agreed with it.
Let's not get carried away. Yeah, I stand by it though, man. I stand by it, and I completely forgot about that. And then, by the way, on Discord, would you go to our Twitters and you can see our link tree and all that stuff. YouTube, it's in the description.
We have a link tree?
Yeah, I sent it to you, and I believe you said, "Did you make this?" and never mentioned it again. Yeah.
How long have we had that?
A long time.
Really? Nobody told me.
Amazing. I have the Nick F. and Woo Cage cast in there too. Like, there's a bunch of shit
nice.
in there. Yeah, imagine. But anyway, yeah, you can join the Discord. It's pretty lively in there, as you should be able to tell. And when she was giving me shit, Tasha, for this whole, what was the name of the movie? I need to chill out on Drink Roll Call is what I need to do. Shaun of the Dead. Yeah, when she was giving me shit about all that, she started Chris up. As I'm replying to Tasha, I see on the bottom, EyeRChris is typing. I'm like, oh, great. This is wonderful. This is what I needed today. And yeah, it was a mess. But no, Tasha, I stand by it, man.
Doubling down again. Yeah. What can you do to make Will mad?
Well, no, I'm good. I picked Quentin. I don't know. I said a lot about Doctor. I probably made Will mad already.
A lot of shit about Dr. Loomis, though.
Yeah, I did.
So I guess the real thing is the Christmas movie's up next. Tasha, can you find a better Christmas shark movie than Santa Jaws?
Won't be hard to do that.
I'm guessing one doesn't exist, but do your best.
We believe in you.
Oh, yeah. Do your best or your worst, however way you want to look at this one, whatever side of the glass you're on. I completely forgot about that. I cannot believe that I entirely forgot about that. Kind of amazing.
I still can't believe we have a link tree.
Dude, how do you not know these things?
Nobody tells me anything around here.
Our Patreon's on there, our TikTok, our Discord, all of our Twitters, Cult FM stuff for one reason or another. Nick F. and Woo Cage Cast, Cat's website, everything's on there.
I'll be damned.
Yeah.
You are a trip. All right. Now, after I've been harassed, I have to hit my button now on top of everything else.
Huh?
Son of a bitch. Losing my buttons too.
Crazy Indian, get the fuck out of here! You! Go ahead, go back to turning tricks and old folk and you pain in the ass!
Gabagool Mystery Corner, where our listeners anonymously, I always forget to hit this one after that.
Over there, Gabagool.
Where our listeners anonymously send in Italian memes making fun of me for being Italian. There's no hard Italian here. I don't know why we do this. They're all just buttholes. We're still, this has been like a year and a half, 2 years.
Yeah, something like that.
It's at least 2 years, because I've lived here for just over 2 years now, and this started before I moved.
Son of a bitch. Still going strong. God forbid the Patreon gets checked out, but here we are. Slashies are coming up too. Every year we do an award show, all horror stuff, movies, books, video games, TV shows. What are the votes on that, huh? What are the votes on that shit? All right, I do my best to describe them on the show. All the images go up on Patreon. This one's just like a thing of speech.
This one's just text. We had a video last week, which was not super listener friendly. So we found a really easy one to describe because it's a text meme.
Oh, it was listener friendly to the patrons. The good listeners. Yeah. Friendly,
yeah, not the freeloaders though.
All right. It reads, and this guy's name is Garfimbo. What a name. Yeah. Think of the time I ordered Olive Garden online and I put, please speak to me in an Italian accent in the special request category and completely forgot about it. Oh, God. And when I went to pick it up, the guy comes out. Oh, Jesus Christ. Why do I have to read this?
I think we all know why.
You want Rob to read it?
I'm not reading it in Italian. It's not going to happen. It's not going to. No, it's not going to happen. I'm not going to do it. It goes, I got your order. I don't know what that is. Babadada? Oh, yeah, I don't know. And when I told him he didn't actually have to do it, he was like, no, I was looking forward to it. God damn it. I was the only one brave enough to do it. All right.
That is full service right there.
Yeah.
You better tip the shit out of that motherfucker.
Really transporting your guest to Italy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't like this. I don't appreciate it. If I worked at a place and seen this request, I'd cancel the order. There ain't no way you're going to sit there and do this shit to me. Absolutely not. So no, I wouldn't do it. And whoever did this is an asshole. And I think it's wrong. This thing has 8,147 notes. I don't know what this is on. I guess it's comments. I don't know.
I don't know what that is.
I believe this is a Tumblr screenshot.
Oh, Jesus Christ. How long ago did he do this? This is when Olive Garden first started. They had online orders back then on Tumblr? Jesus Christ.
What does boppity boopity mean, Michael?
It's something that people make fun of Italians for. Like, it's just something that they say that we don't say.
I find that hard to believe. People wouldn't do that.
Oh, yeah, imagine.
Did you see the photo I sent of the Italian guy wearing the screaming Sicilian mustache?
No, I didn't.
Oh, you need to check your messages. You got there's an important one waiting.
Where?
I'd send it to one of the groups we're in.
Yeah, like, why did you send me this? Wait, hold on. You sent this yesterday. We didn't even record yesterday. You just did this to be an asshole? God damn it.
You said don't send them on the show. I can't win with you.
All right, that's fair. Fair point. I'd rather you not do it at all is the win. That's the win. That's how I win. But obviously that don't fucking matter. And again, you guys do not get to know the super Italian thing that I've been doing. You just don't get to know. No, that was weak, man. That was stupid. I didn't like that. I mean, it is kind of like, I'll admit, it's kind of funny. Like, if you forgot you did that and some dude just came to your car with some food and did that shit to you, like, yeah, it would be kind of funny. But still, that's not even close to meeting the requirements for me to tell you guys this stuff. And once you guys know what it is that I've been doing, you then get to enjoy the wealth of the thing that I've been doing. Cause like, you're going to be able to, we'll be able to watch them and listen and all that stuff. You guys don't get to know, man.
Oh, intriguing. There's an auditory component.
Yep.
It doesn't have anything to do with that talk to me hand, does it?
Why you got to be a dick? Like, why? You don't think
I've hear that?
You don't think I've gone through enough on this show? You don't think like we're not even, we're like halfway through maybe. And I'm already dealing with what I got to deal with in this episode. God damn it.
So we're having fun.
I'm glad someone is. All right. We're going to take a really quick break and we will be right back with our discussion on misery.
I always feel the pressure to find the perfect gift for my relatives. In this case, whether you're sending an unforgettable gift or treating yourself to everyday perfection, Omaha Steaks delivers the world's best steak experience. For me, I'm not just into steaks. I like all types of meat. That's why I'll usually get the Winter's Best Seller Pack. It comes with juicy fillets, chicken breast, pork chops, and even burgers. Omaha Steaks offers unrivaled quality and variety, and every bite is backed by their 100% guarantee. A family-owned company with over 100 years of experience in the meat industry. Save big on unforgettable gifts with Omaha Steaks. Visit omahasteaks.com for 50% off site-wide and earn an extra 20% off select favorites during their cyber sale. And for an extra $35 off, use promo code YUM at checkout. That's omahasteaks.com, promo code YUM at checkout. Terms apply. See site for details. Go to omahasteaks.com to get 50% off site-wide plus an extra 20% off select favorites and more limited-time deals during their cyber sale. And use promo code YUM at checkout for an extra $35 off. Minimum purchase may apply. See site for details. A big thanks to our advertiser, Omaha Steaks.
Hey, what's up, y'all? Kelly Clarkson with Wayfair. My favorite thing about the holidays? Decking out my whole house. It's not a competition, but if it was, well, I'd win the season with Wayfair. Outdoor inflatable Santa? Got it on Wayfair. Trees, lights, and ornaments? Wayfair. Hosting must-haves like dining sets, beds, sheets, and towels? Wayfair. For everything in your style delivered with fast and free shipping, visit wayfair.com or the Wayfair app to win the season. But again, it's not a competition.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
right. Misery, Stephen King, all these things, 1990. Very big title. Stephen King, obviously. Stephen King. Before, I might forget to say it later. I was really, really meaning to mention this. Before we even get started into the movie, I forget where I heard it, but somebody read something to me, and I was going through like looking at something, and someone read a comment or a review or something that was somewhere that was going on about a book and was like, I would suggest Stephen King. I'm like, why would anybody say that? Like, no shit. Like, how do you say that? Like, you found some new shit. You know, it's like, yeah, everyone fucking the dumbest thing ever. Anyway, Misery. Do you guys want opening thoughts? Who wants to go first?
I have avoided watching this movie for a long time.
Okay.
Because the first time I watched it, I did not like it that much. And it's one of those movies that a lot of people hold up as like this all-time classic, and I didn't get it. I was like, but I hadn't seen it since like I was in high school, you know? So when I set out to watch it today, I was kind of excited to rewatch it. It had been a long time, and it's better than I thought it was, but I got to admit, I still don't put it up there as one of the greatest horror movies of all time or anything. I think people slightly overrate this film.
I think people highly overrate this film. I did not enjoy the watch today. I don't remember it fondly. Like, it's one of those movies that I've always looked at and been like, okay, you know, a very well-made film, very great story, a lot of attention to detail in the story, which was, you know, came through like adaptations are very tricky, especially from a guy like Stephen King, who obviously is such an incredibly talented writer and all that shit, known for his stories and everything else. It doesn't always, for any adaptation from book to film, it doesn't always translate the story so strongly. And I'm not talking accuracy. I'm just talking like depth of the story and the important parts and the feels and all that. They did a great job on that. So like as a film, it's a very good film, crafted, all that shit. It's just not the most fun thing in the world to watch. And
it's pretty slow.
It's very slow, and performances were great. And like, that's why, like, that goes into what I was saying. It's a very, very well made film, but I don't want to sit and watch it, you know, like, and it's not even like we talk about movies that are tough to watch as far as they're gruesome or they're really sad or whatever it was. This is just, I don't want to watch this movie. Why would I want to sit and watch it? So yeah, I remember why I wasn't the biggest fan of Misery today. Cat, what about you?
I really like Misery. This is based off of one of my, I will say, I agree. I think it can sometimes be overrated. There are people that do talk about this like it's like one of the greatest movies ever made. There are a lot of people whose favorite Stephen King adaptation is Misery.
Ridiculous.
I don't fall into either one of those camps, but I like it a lot. I think it's really solid. I think it was incredibly far ahead of its time. This is something I talk a lot because this is a sort of subgenre that I really like, the obsession with media horror, I guess. You know, and this is like the original one of those in terms of movies. I like it a lot. I think it's really good. I think if there's a reason why I don't sit down and watch this one a lot, it's because we've gotten more extreme versions of Misery since it came out. And that's kind of the way that my tastes lean. But I think it's really solid. I love the performances. I really like the setting of this one. Like the isolation aspect, I think is really good. The story really resonates. People have only gotten weirder and weirder about like fandom culture. And I think this is really just, I think it's good. I think it's solid.
You think it's good now till it happens to you.
I do worry about this.
Yeah. Some dude out there right now really loves Revenge Arc and you're in trouble.
But Revenge Arc, and actually, I do think Misery is it's got kind of a personal place in my heart because when I was like querying for Revenge Arc, you have to do like comp titles, you know? And I was like, a lot of people aren't going to want to hear about Perfect Blue or like House of Leaves, you know? So Misery was actually one of my comp titles because Revenge Arc is also about, you know, toxic fans at the end of the day. So
yeah, I mean, so it sounds like Mikey's a lot lower on this movie than I am. Like, I don't think it's a bad movie. but it's not as great as a lot of people prop it up to be, in my opinion. I think it has pacing issues. It's also obviously set in that one location, and we spend the vast majority of the time in that one room.
Yeah.
And they don't do a whole lot to make it interesting to look at. And I don't know whether that was by design or just they didn't know how to make it interesting or different to look at. But it gets real boring to just look at the exact same set all the time. Rob Reiner made it. He knows how to make a movie. So I'm guessing that was probably intentional. But whether it was or not, it does not help with the slow pace of this movie and sitting in that bedroom all the time.
I do think it was probably intentional, but I see your point. I didn't think it was boring. The performances for me carried it through.
Yeah.
I was just kind of tense enough that.
Yeah. Kathy Bates and James Caan are both fantastic in the movie.
Great.
That there's no doubt about that. But I found myself, my mind wandering a little bit at times. I'm like, all right, this is moving at a pretty slow pace here. And they try to break it up some with, cutting to the sheriff and showing us what he's up to or whatever. But it's a really small cast and it's mostly focused on it's almost all entirely focused on the house and, most of it in that one room. And it just gets really boring to look at.
Dude, it's so fucking and it's an older film too, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. Like, I've gotten shit before for, you only like old slashers and whatever. It's like, that's not true, but they are a lot of fun. And I don't mind the older filming aesthetic at all if what I'm given to watch on it is something I enjoy. This isn't something that I enjoy watching. I can sit and appreciate. Those are two very different things. And that's why I don't want to give shit for this one. And it's also very weird that the movies that I get shit for are like, shark movies and everything else. But Misery, nobody blinks an eye. Weird. I don't want to get shit for it, though, on any level. Because I think, doesn't Greg who likes Misery? Doesn't somebody like Misery?
It's not Greg. Greg says, well, he might like it, but he says it's not a horror movie. He's going to be mad we're covering it.
Okay. Well, Greg's always fucking mad. What else is new?
All
right. It just didn't quite. Sitting there and appreciating something is very different than enjoying something. And this is something I could definitely sit there and I could see this played in like a classroom as a good example to give, like how to make movies, stories and all this stuff. And
good Lord, what kind of movies they show at your school?
Dude, they show some crazy fucking movies, dude. I forget what movie I heard was shown at a high school. And I was like, damn, I don't remember. Yeah. But anyway, I could see this being at a college and, you watch a movie and you learn from it. And you could definitely sit there and there's engaging conversation to have about things that were done to make in this film to make it as technically sound as it is. But goddamn, dude, I really, really, really did not like watching this movie. I was very bored.
Yeah, it moves slow. Once it picks up, it does kind of pick up. Towards the end.
How long does it take? Right. It takes a movie.
Takes a long time.
Yeah. The last, 2015, 20?
But, I didn't hate it, but it's also was very difficult to take notes. And I feel like there's not a whole lot to talk about because not a whole lot happens when we kind of sit in one bedroom the entire time.
Yeah. It was so hard to take notes on this. So I have very little notes.
I took a lot of really stupid notes.
Every note you take is stupid.
No, my first note is imagine rewarding yourself with an unfiltered lucky strike.
That's stupid.
That's so fucking gross.
That's a stupid note. I agree.
I have kind of one big praise for the movie. And it's that I don't want to, it's no longer the epitome of this because we've had even Stephen King adaptations since Misery came out that I think have kind of built up on what Misery did. But Misery, the book, I think was very, very hard to adapt because it was a psychological horror book. A lot of the fear reading Misery is what Paul thinks is going on. There's a lot of speculation and it goes a lot into his subconscious and what he thinks is going on in Annie's subconscious. And it's when you read the book, it's super tense. And then you're like, how could you put that on a screen? It's just Paul laying there thinking about shit, you know?
Yeah.
And there's a scene where he's like in the basement and they're like, something touches him and he's like, oh no, it's spiders. But then like, you don't get to find out if it's spiders or not. And I remember being like really spooked by that when I was a kid reading Misery, like you do. And like, I think just
when she was a kid, Mikey, all those years ago.
But I remember reading it and being like, there's no way you could ever even put any of this on the screen. You know, I think it was an uphill battle just to adapt something like this. And overall, I think they did a really good job. They made changes that maybe not more visually appealing, because like Rob says, it does kind of take place all in the one room. And we've cut out all of the parts that take place in Paul's mind, you know, because we kind of have to. But I think that they did a really good job just kind of like adapting the internalized fears that Paul has into things that Annie hints at, like while they're conversing. And I think that was done very smoothly. I think probably it was the best example of that when it came out. Now, obviously, and I think the obvious comparison to draw here is probably Gerald's Game, which is also a Stephen King movie that takes place mostly in the mind of a single character trapped in one room on a bed, you know, and they do get a lot more into some of the thoughts and flashbacks and stuff that Jesse has as opposed to Paul. But I do think that Misery sets the groundwork, because it must have been difficult to adapt, you know?
I was going to say that. And Gerald's Game was immediately the first thing that came to mind, because it feels like Gerald's Game just seemed like a book. Like it took forever to get an adaptation of that, right? Because it seems like an unfilmable book.
Yeah. How do you do that?
Right. Mike Flanagan found a way to do it, and it works really well. This movie has very much the same problem. I don't think they were as successful.
I don't think they were as successful, but I almost think that Flanagan had to have looked at this as like some kind of a blueprint, right?
Yeah. I would imagine so. But yeah, I just don't think they pulled it off nearly as well. And it's a shame. Because I don't love this movie, but I don't hate it. And I don't want to spend a lot of time shitting on it, because there's a lot that I like. I love Rob Reiner. I think he's a great director. He's made some movies he made. This is Spinal Tap. I love that. When Harry Met Sally is the best romantic comedy ever made. I love that movie. I think it's hilarious. A Few Good Men is a great, like he's a great filmmaker. But I feel like this just doesn't work from a technical standpoint. Like it's just if you spend that much time in a single room, you've got to do things to make it more interesting.
Yes.
And even if they made that choice to make it boring, like that was a conscious decision that they made, I really, really strongly disagree with it, because it just makes the film boring to look at. So I don't even have that. You know, a lot of times movies can overcome a lot of stuff just by being interesting to look at. And this one's just not. It's not only is it the single bedroom, it's the most boring bedroom in the world.
Yeah. Honestly, that's some old furniture and just old house.
It's like an old person bedroom. Like it's just old.
But that was normal back in the day, man. Like that's the thing. Watching that now, old home decor, I don't care what it was, is boring as shit. Boring as shit. And it's hard to sit and watch, especially if that's pretty much all you're looking at. It's hard. And I think a movie that I also agree is overrated. Not as much as you guys do, especially you, Rob, and one Darth Gregor, is The Shining. And I feel like, because, you know, you could draw a lot of comparisons here, but I feel like The Shining was a little more active as far as sets, where, you know, you got a lot of different looks around the estate or whatever, the hotel. And I feel like they did a much better job with making things interesting, even if it's just the two kids on the two girls in the hallway and the kid on the bike and the carpet, and you had something pop, you know, somewhere where it's visually, at least you can kind of, it helps the palette for what you're looking at. And I feel like The Shining, as much as we talk about how overrated it is here, some more than others, I feel like it did a better job at that. I'll give it that.
I want to touch base on that real quick, because I also, And I want to disclaimer it real quick by saying that The Shining is a gorgeous movie. It's very pretty to look at.
Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
very iconic. I think one of the reasons why it is so overrated is because people can remember things like the twins and the carpet and the hedge maze. And, you know, like it has all of these very extravagant settings where you do kind of, your mind goes there. I think that's why people hype it up. And Kubrick, obviously, very good technical filmmaker. It's just a gorgeous movie to look at. Here's my hot take for this. And I'll admit that I'm biased. I like Misery as a book and a movie better than I like The Shining. But I actually really like what they did. We keep calling it boring. And I don't know if this is because I read the book. I don't know if like I carried the subtext over with me, but Paul feeling very confined to that one room. The word that I would use is stifling. Like, I feel like he's just supposed to feel very trapped. And the whole storm thing, the isolation horror, it's something that happens obviously in both. But for me, Misery is better at showing me that as opposed to telling me that. Like, The Shining is like, look how isolated they are. And it's because they have all of like this big grand space, you know, which leads to these very gorgeously shot chase scenes. But like, I'm more primally afraid of being trapped in a small room with like one person that I'm afraid of, you know? So like just on a terror level, I think Misery's set works better. It's not as fun to look at. It's not as iconic. I understand, but like this one fills me with more dread than The Shining. So I feel like the set kind of works in its favor here.
I sort of agree with what you said. It does feel much more confining and the character feels much more trapped than they do in The Shining because yes, you can't leave that hotel or its grounds, but it's massive and there's tons of room for you to spread out and walk around and everything. The problem is, I don't know if it helps with that feeling, but I don't know that it helps make it a better movie because I, as an audience member, also felt trapped in that room. And that's not something I want to watch, you know?
See,
but I think you're supposed to feel trapped in that room because Paul feels trapped in that room.
Right.
I agree with
I don't know if I like that.
I agree with what Cat's saying. Like I can see it. And if we were talking about, you know, fears and stuff on the Patreon show, like, you know, claustrophobia and all that stuff. I could see how somebody with something of that nature could feel that way. It just didn't translate to me. You know, so as much as I understand it, to me, it just looked like an old ass room, you know, and I feel like, it's hard to compare something with only a few rooms and one predominant room that you spend the whole movie in to something like The Shining that has some like the maze and everything else. But even things like if you took out the maze and you took out the hallway, even the carpet, you take that, it still had the purple and green, you know, it had other stuff, you know, you could take stuff out and it'll still be so far ahead visually. But I want the bar scene of the Shining, not to keep comparing the two, but even now, like that was an old timey bar. Like it was a very old setting and everything else, but lighting and everything else made it so. I just feel, again, that's probably not even what they were trying to do here. But I'm just saying, like things like that would make it at least like at the same time, as much as you're trying to achieve a feel, and I get that's priority one. You also have to keep a viewer in mind, you know, and that's just how I viewed this one.
The other thing that I wanted to say about the book is because you mentioned that it's really slow, but once it gets into it, it really gets into it. Mm-hmm. I do think that's my biggest complaint about Misery because Stephen King kind of writes that way. Like he writes very indulgent openings where it takes a while to get into stuff because you're meeting the characters and you understand so much about the setting. And, you know, we have these really like long starts usually with a lot of exposition in Stephen King books. And then we get into the action. One thing that I feel was really lost in translation is that Misery being like his shortest book for a long, long time that he'd ever written, I feel like it's so much more concise. Like it starts in the action in the book. And and then we kind of, as Paul is coming in and out of consciousness, we get a little bit of context into what's going on. I feel like that was lost a little bit in the movie. you know, like because we had to show so much extra stuff that we couldn't just see in Paul's head. The beginning of this does feel very slow in comparison to the book. And I think this might be the only King adaptation where the movie felt slower to me. That was a little bit frustrating. But again, I think it's just like the source material was very hard to adapt.
Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt that this was a tough book to adapt. I mean, kudos to them for trying. And I do think, like we talked about how, like in the room, which is where we spend most of the movie, it's not visually appealing. There are nice visuals in this movie. We just don't see a lot of them. You know, I mean, the opening where he's driving down the mountain and stuff, that was beautiful. And we see other things too, you know, because it is a beautiful snow covered landscape. And so there are some really nice shots in this movie. It's just they're very few and far between because we spend most of the time with Paul in a boring ass bed. And I wish they could have found a way to break that up a little bit more. And again, like it may have been a choice, and maybe that was the idea. We were supposed to feel trapped like Paul did. And I kind of did, but at the same time, I was kind of I wasn't laying on a bed in pain. I was just bored, you know, I think, does anyone else think that maybe the reason that this movie is hailed as a classic by so many people and a movie that people talk about how much they love really comes down to the hobbling scene? Like people just remember that and they don't remember the rest of the movie around it. I think
that's very possible. And it's worth noting, it's like one of the few scenes ever where, well, outside of maybe the shining carpet, where that was like purely the director being like, hey, I think this is going to look cool. Because in the book, his feet are chopped off. Like she takes an axe to them. And but like, I don't know, there's something about the hobbling scene where it's just like the fact that he still has his feet, but they're broken and he has to like theoretically drag them around with it as he escapes, you know, like I think that's it felt very visceral, you know?
Yeah, I like the scene a lot. Like I think it's really disgusting and creepy because of the look on Kathy Bates' face and stuff. She's just brilliant in this movie. The way she can just go from being this sweet smiling lady to like the scariest face you've ever seen is fantastic. And she's great in that movie. I mean, it really is a really good scene. I feel like a lot of people remember that and not anything else about this movie. And they go, oh, yeah, I love that film. It's so good. Whereas if I think if you got them to sit down and rewatch it, maybe those ratings would come down a little bit.
Maybe.
It's possible.
It's possible, man, but it's hard for me to forget. And I get it because those scenes like the hobbling scene, they were done very, very well. So, you know, if you could look at that scene and isolate it, you know, that's great. And, you know, the end of this movie, all that, it's all there. But I'm not going to forgive the rest of this. You know what I mean? Like, I can't do it. But I can see maybe people do that. Maybe they do get the feel that Cat's talking about. Like, I'm not trying to invalidate the point. I was just saying it wasn't for me. But if it does, I say it all the time about Paranormal Activity and paranormal movies in general. If you don't buy into that shit, there's nothing there for you. And I get it.
That is the thing. If the movie doesn't connect with you in that way, it's not going to work for you at all.
Yeah.
You know, because, it's, you know, you can watch Paranormal Activity and some people think it's really exciting. And I think it's just kind of blah, you know, like when's something actually going to happen in this fucking movie? This movie, I didn't feel so much that I was getting bored at looking at the same thing over and over again. But I don't hate this movie. And you'll see that when I get to my score. I'm not going to give this a bad score at all. I don't love it as much as everyone else seems to love Misery.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I mean,
it seems clear I like it more than Mikey.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, that seems fair.
I was so fucking bored, dude. It's hard for me to recall a movie I was this bored. Like you have things like ravers out there, but like, yes, true. But at least the environment was, you know, something. It wasn't, we talked about the problems it had when we talked about ravers. At least there was something there to look at. You know, you had zombies running around, everything. You can't compare the two.
I don't know, man. The party happening in that bedroom seemed almost on level with that boring ass rave they went to.
Not far off, but again, at least you had zombies or something. It was a little chaos. So I'm talking just pure boredom and entertainment. You know, I wasn't entertained during either. I'll say that. And the end of this film, when everything really picked up in Misery, you could have had ravers 10 times over and nothing in it would have come close to even, to getting close to that. So, yeah, but as a film as it's whole, dude, I was so fucking bored. So bored.
Yeah. Yeah, it's an extremely slow movie, and I don't mind a slow burn normally, but again, it comes back to that fucking bedroom and just how I'm stuck in there the entire time. I liked a lot of the stuff outside of that. My favorite character in this whole movie was the sheriff. I thought he was great. I loved that guy. I wish we'd spend a little more time with him, honestly. I don't know if he's a great character or if I was just happy to be out of that bedroom most of the time when he was on screen, I guess. But I really liked him. I thought he was a fun character. Him and his wife / deputy. I thought they were a good time. And there aren't really many other characters in this movie, honestly. Mm-hmm. Who else is the agent? And, we saw her in like a scene. So it's a surprisingly small cast.
Yeah, no. I honestly don't have any more notes. I just have performances noted. Like, obviously, the performances were great. There's no complaints there. But
yeah, the performances, they're both incredible. I mean, Kathy Bates won an Oscar for this movie.
Rightfully so.
Yeah, I don't know if James Caan was nominated or not, but he should have at least been nominated.
Yeah, because
he was really good too. Yeah, you can't. I mean, that's one thing you can't take away from the movie. I just wish it had had a little. It was just missing something,
missing a lot.
And I don't know exactly what it was, but I feel like it was just there was just something that kept it from pushing over that edge for me.
Story wise, though, like, and again, I didn't read the book. That's way more up Cat's alley, obviously, but the story given, we're talking about the movie, so the story in the movie, which was derived from the book, dude, like there's nothing, like you can't, all that stuff, chef's kiss, man. Like it was great. It's just what it was paired with wasn't, visually wasn't the most entertaining to sit and watch. But dude, it's going to be a weird Portnoy for me. I'm still not settled in, honestly.
Real quick, can we talk about the penguin?
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
This irritated me a little bit
okay.
Because we see him as he's escaped the room for, I think it's the first time he gets out of the room. I don't remember. But he bumps the table and the penguin goes to fall and he catches it and he puts it back on there and he puts it the wrong way. And it's clearly you see that he has put it the wrong way.
Sure.
So the entire movie, I'm waiting for her to look over and notice that the penguin's facing the wrong way. And we get cheated out of that moment. She just mentions it later. Did nobody else felt cheated by that? Like I was like, why did we never see her see the penguin? Like that would have, in this movie that's moving so slow, that would have been a good moment.
That's fair.
That's fine.
It didn't bother me while I was watching, but I can understand, It
didn't bother me while I was watching until she just said, I noticed my penguin was facing the wrong direction. Whatever the fuck she says. And I was like, oh, God damn it. We didn't get to see her notice that. Like at any point, like when they were having their dinner together or whatever, I think that may have been the only time she let him out of the room. I don't remember, but I feel like at some point she should have been out of the room with him and we should have seen her look over and just look at that penguin and notice it. I think it would have been a great moment for this kind of movie. In a normal movie, you'd be like, what the fuck difference does it make? But in this movie, it doesn't have a lot of those kind of great moments. I think that would have been a great one.
Yeah, I can see that.
I'm mad about it. All right. Are we ready to get into reviews and trivia and all that stuff? Facts?
Yeah.
Do you want to hear my other stupid notes?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Sure.
The second one was that Mustang is beautiful, but a terrible choice on that snow-covered mountainside.
Yes, agreed.
So, fun fact, that was my dad's car when he was living in Colorado.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
That one hit a little bit close to home because I've seen Mustang like out in the snow. Terrible choice, but Mustang drivers are weird that way.
I would think so. That was a beautiful car, though.
I am a Mustang owner, And we are weird, but goddamn, do we love fucking Mustangs, dude. It's so much to love about them. And I feel like it's rightfully so. But Cat is right. We are a little weird. And if I owned that car and I had to go there, I would drive that car there and not think about it. We deal with it, dude. We're tough.
When she made him burn his manuscript, I thought that's Mikey with Cat in her next shark movie novelization.
I would never do that. I'd be mad about it, but I would never do that.
And then the last note that I took was, have you ever actually listened to a Liberace record?
I have not.
No, me either. I have no idea. He's like he plays the piano or something, right?
Yeah.
Nice thing. He's dead now. He doesn't do anything now. But when he did, he was like a piano guy or something. Those are the notes that I took. So as you can tell, I was really struggling for something for this movie.
So hard. Cat, you got some reviews?
Yeah, are you guys ready to hear some some scores for this?
Yeah,
absolutely.
Okay. The Rotten Tomatoes official tomato meter certified fresh 91%.
Oh, all right. Wow. That's high.
A lot of people like that hobbling scene.
Maybe as close of a score as we've ever gotten with the popcorn meter, which has it 1% lower at 90 even.
Wow.
That's crazy, dude.
All right. I mean, like I said, I didn't hate the movie. I just don't put it on that pedestal that everybody else seems to. And I get the performances are really good and stuff. I just don't see what it is that people like so much about it.
I don't get it. How many, this is one of those movies where I question how many people have sat down and watched this movie, and how many people just seen Stephen King's Misery and gave it a good score. It's just, there's certain things where I think that, and this one.
IMDb has it at 7.8 out of 10.
Wow.
High for them.
So this, we've got a couple of reviews today. We have more Letterboxd reviews. Normally, since we've been doing the Letterboxd reviews, I've just been taking one or two of the most unhinged ones, but they're all absolutely batshit crazy for Misery. I had a really tough time narrowing it down today, but the good thing with Letterboxd reviews, they're all short. So, yeah. Okay. So much pain and suffering could have been alleviated by Annie Wilkes discovering fan fiction. Me locking Quentin Tarantino in my apartment after his 10th movie, forcing him to write more. Stephen King is actually a time traveler, and he wrote this about modern Star Wars fandom. Can you imagine if Annie Wilkes was a fan of A Song of Ice and Fire, though? That one feels very timely since George R.R. Martin announced that he's not sure he'll finish Winds of Winter earlier this week.
Shit, he's not going to finish it.
Category 10, white woman moment. Felt cute, might break some ankles later. Misery, but instead it's just me kidnapping David Fincher and forcing him to make more movies.
I think he's bringing Mindhunter back. Did you see that?
Oh, I didn't see that.
I think I saw something about him bringing Mindhunter back.
What an excellent prequel to Elf.
Wow. So I looked up James Caan today, and one of the first articles that came up was the headline, and I didn't read the story, but the headline was James Caan was not entertained by Will Ferrell on the set of Elf. And I thought, yeah, that sounds about right.
Gotta be honest, this movie on a cold night, kind of cozy. And my favorite, 4 stars, Kathy Bates did that. All right.
That's it for the reviews, Cat.
That is it for the reviews.
All right. Hey, trivia. There was a ton of trivia for this movie. The estimated budget was $20 million. Worldwide gross $61.3 million, or just under that, actually. Sad to report, there is no Danza in this film.
Stop doing the Danza stuff. Why aren't they telling you that?
One day we're going to get one. It's going to be real exciting. We're all going to celebrate.
I will not.
James Caan once showed up hungover to the set, and all of the scenes he shot that day were unusable. Rob Reiner told Caan he had to do the scenes again because there was a problem at the lab. When Caan learned it had nothing to do with the lab, he offered to cover the money he lost for the studio. James Caan and Kathy Bates clashed over their acting methods. Caan believed in as little rehearsal as possible. Bates had a theater background and was used to practicing a lot. When she commented to Rob Reiner that Caan was Not attempting to relate to or listen to her, Reiner told her to use that frustration in her character. Jack Nicholson was offered the part of Paul Sheldon, but passed because he was not sure he wanted to do another movie based on one of Stephen King's novels. By the way, they went out to everyone in Hollywood to cast Paul Sheldon in this movie.
Imagine how, like, why wouldn't you? You know, like, just from an actor, businessman standpoint, like The Shining, I don't know what it did when it came out, obviously, but you would think that would be something you wouldn't want to pass up, like Stephen King stuff. Like, I would be the Stephen King guy. Shit.
Yeah, I mean,
Mike Flanagan's making a good career of it.
Yeah, but I think at the end of the day, things turned out all right for Jack Nicholson.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What a way to bet on yourself, though. My God. Yeah. Good job for him.
One of Stephen King's first typewriters had a malfunctioning in key, just like the one used in the movie.
It's funny.
Misery was almost turned into a Broadway play with Julia Roberts as Annie Wilkes. Stephen King vetoed the idea because Annie is, in his words, a brawny woman who can sling a guy around, not a pixie. However, in 2015, a Broadway adaptation was ultimately produced to critical and commercial success, starring Bruce Willis as Paul and Laurie Metcalf as Annie.
I really thought you were going to say starring Bruce Willis as Annie, and I was like, good on him.
That would have been amazing.
I love Bruce Willis.
That would be the one time I was so mad I didn't go see a Broadway show.
I know. I was like, where can I find bootleg recordings of this?
Random, but remember when Cat was going through her Hamilton turmoil? Like, that was far back. Remember that?
Yeah.
That Hamilton thing was a fucking problem.
Yeah.
You know what? And the thing that solved it was going to see Hamilton. I'm cured.
There
Highly recommend everyone go see.
Rob Reiner was questioned before heading into production if this was really the right project for him, as his background was mostly comedy up to that point. He said, "It's important to me to find my way into the film. As you will see, the movie's really about a man who is trapped by his own success and is desperately trying to break out and establish himself in a different way. I felt very much those same feelings when I finished All in the Family."
I was going to say Meathead.
Yeah.
Yeah. All the Family was amazing.
So here's a fun quote that is going to be contradicted here in just a little bit. Screenwriter William Goldman first suggested Kathy Bates to director Rob Reiner for Annie, and according to him, she was our first and only choice.
Oh.
There are many, many other choices that are going to be mentioned coming up, and I don't know which is the true story, so I just put them both in. According to William Goldman's book, 4 screenplays, the role of Paul Sheldon was offered to Warren Beatty, Robert De Niro, Michael Douglas, Richard Dreyfuss, Harrison Ford, Morgan Freeman, Mel Gibson, Gene Hackman, Dustin Hoffman, William Hurt twice, Kevin Kline, Al Pacino, Robert Redford, Denzel Washington, and Bruce Willis, all of whom declined.
Oh my God. Okay. Some of those would have been crazy different.
Robert De Niro should have did it, dude. I'm saying it right now.
Safe to say that while Kathy Bates may have been their first choice, James Caan was not.
I think Bruce Willis should have done it, and he should have insisted on singing.
And he should have insisted on playing Annie.
It should have been Annie.
Yeah, there's a lot of off-the-wall choices in there, but I think
Washington is really interesting.
That'd have been great.
Denzel's interesting. Gene Hackman, I think, would have been great. I like Gene Hackman a lot. I also mad respect for Gene Hackman, who just one day said, "I'm done acting," and has never come back. I have no idea what the guy's up to. Is he dead now? Did Gene Hackman die?
I don't know.
I gotta look it up now. Curious. Gene Hackman. No, dude's still alive. He's 94.
God bless.
Yeah. Still just out there living his life. Completely out of the public eye. Good for him. Despite not getting along at first during the shoot, after filming Rap, James Caan and Kathy Bates actually became good friends in real life. And Bates was heartbroken upon hearing of Caan's passing in 2022. She said working with him in this movie was one of the best experiences in her career.
Wow.
Warren Beatty was involved briefly while they were developing the script and helped them close some possible plot holes in regard to Paul's efforts to escape. He said, "Pretend that it's me, Warren Beatty, an intelligent person trapped in the bed. I would think of every possible way to get out of this house." And from there, they worked through various possibilities and made sure to block those off as options for Paul.
Nice.
A photograph of a younger Paul Sheldon shaking hands with Queen Elizabeth II can be seen above Annie Wilkes' shelf of misery novels. It's a real photograph of James Caan meeting the Queen at the royal film premiere of Funny Lady in 1975 at the Odeon Theatre, Leicester Square in London. Partially obscured in the photograph is James Stewart. He can be seen in there standing to Caan's left.
That is wild.
Right. The first of the people that gets mentioned, Mary Tyler Moore wanted to play the role of Annie Wilkes. Does that work? I mean, she's small.
Would have been different.
She's small, but I could see her because she's got that very sweet face. And then for her to be like mean, like, I don't know.
Can she be that mean?
I don't know. The filmmakers originally considered Bette Midler for Annie, but Rob Reiner felt it was better to cast an unknown so that no one knew what kind of person Annie was. Kathy Bates was unknown. It was a fairly unknown actress at the time. Roseanne Barr and Rosie O'Donnell were considered to play Annie Wilkes, and Roseanne did play her in an SNL parody.
Ah, damn it, no.
Okay, hang on.
Only if you get Tom Arnold to play Paul.
Ah, damn it, no.
At one point, Carol Burnett was considered for the role of the agent, and Vicki Lawrence was considered for the role of Annie Wilkes.
Jesus
that doesn't work for me at all.
No.
When Kathy Bates picked up her Oscar and made her speech, one thing she said humorously was, "I would like to thank Jimmy Caan and apologize publicly for the ankles." Kathy Bates was reportedly disappointed that a scene was cut in which she kills a young police officer by rolling over him repeatedly with a lawnmower. Rob Reiner was afraid that the audience would laugh at it.
Fair.
Okay, so it's one of those things where it's like, if they took another crack at Misery, I would insist that scene be there. But I do think it would have been very out of place with the actual version of the movie that they made.
Yeah.
I kind of want it anyway.
After seeing the notorious scene where his character gets his ankles broken at a screening, James Caan turned to Rob Reiner and said, "You're a sick fuck." Kathy Bates ended up getting upset over the violence. James Caan recalled that his co-star was crying when it came time to shoot the hobbling scene. She also cried before shooting the fight sequence at the end.
Oh.
We're almost done here. Just a few more. Cast and crew were excited for the scene where Paul picks the bedroom door lock and rolls himself out into the house to explore for possible escape options. One of them said, "We had literally only moved like 4 feet, but it was exciting to be shooting something other than that bedroom."
So they felt the same way, I guess.
Yes, they felt very much trapped. Houston was offered the role of Annie Wilkes. She was interested, but was unable to accept due to her commitment to the Drifters. And then finally, Jessica Lange and Barbara Streisand were also reportedly offered the role of Annie Wilkes.
Whoa. What?
Trying to get anybody.
The Broadway one, or like?
Listen, I don't know. All right. I don't know. Because the one guy said that Kathy Bates was the first and only choice. And then there's a dozen other people mentioned later.
For the record, I think Jessica Lange would have been really good. And it seems mean to be like, Barbara Streisand can't do this. Because I'm sure she could do whatever she wanted to do, but it feels like a weird choice, right?
It's hard to see, right? Like it's hard to picture. Like, yeah, but maybe she could pull it off. I don't know. We talked about that when we talked about the Frozen Ground on the Nick fucking Wu Cage cast. I like it when people play against type, so maybe it would have been great. I don't know.
Maybe.
Is that it for the
yeah,
facts?
That's it.
Portnoise. Does anyone want to go first?
So many more.
I imagine.
So many facts.
Does anyone have their Portnoy locked in?
I think I do.
I've got mine.
Why don't you go first, Kat? I have a feeling you're going to be the highest.
I'm going to be the highest on the. It would be very funny if Rob was actually higher than me.
It will be funny. It could happen. My score's not as bad as I've made it sound like it was going to be.
But I do feel like I'm the highest. I really like this movie. I think it's set the groundwork for King adaptations, even if it's not the best anymore. I think it was like a really solid adaptation of a psychological horror novel. I think the performances are amazing. It's very unsettling for me to watch. The trapped element really works for me. In terms of plot and themes, I think this movie's incredibly ahead of its time. It has some pacing issues, but with that in mind, I gave it an 8.3.
Damn.
Oh, all right.
Okay.
I agree with Kat about the pacing issues. I think that this movie is pretty close to being the classic that everybody says it is. It's just missing something. And I don't really know what that something is. It's hard for me to identify, to figure out what it's missing. I just know it's missing something because it didn't pull me in the way that honestly it should have, because it's a great story. It's got great performances. And the only thing I keep coming back to is just how plain it is to look at. Like, there's just nothing exciting on the screen for the vast majority of the movie. There are shots here and there, but for the most part, it's just really dull. And so I didn't hate watching the movie. It's not something that I'm going to revisit anytime soon. I didn't feel like I could give it an approved score, so I gave it a 7.2.
All right. I don't know yet because I have a score in mind. I was kind of hoping Rob would go higher. I don't know what this is going to do. It's an incredibly made film from a technical aspect. Agreed. No arguments. Firmly, but that's true. It's so fucking boring to watch, though. And it's hard to get by it. I give it a 6.4. Oh, boy.
Ooh, Mikey.
Yeah. Movie's not approved. It's landed at a 7.3.
God damn it, Mikey.
Short from the 7.5 required. Yeah.
Mikey, urban legend, this one.
I did. Stop trying to act like I did what you did. You know what you did, and nobody else has done that shit, and it was fucked up. Even if I gave it a 6.6, it wouldn't have did it. It would have had to be a 6.8, I believe. No. Wow. 6.9. Nice. Yeah, no, it's not getting that high for me. You guys got to admit, for what I said about this movie, 6.4 is not bad.
I will say, I was worried you were going to go lower.
I expected you to be lower than that.
A 6.4 still feels low to me, but
it's lucky it got there.
Yeah. I was braced for worse.
For a movie that I did not enjoy watching, 6.4 is not bad. Like, I really didn't enjoy watching this movie. I would rather sit through Rings again.
Challenge accepted.
Bet.
Chris, do what Tasha was supposed to do last week. Mute your podcast real quick. That's not saying that Rings is better by any stretch of the imagination. The movie sucks. At least there was something to look at.
Stephen King fan that listens to us.
Oh boy.
Whoever you are, I want you to pay attention to what Mikey just said. That Rings is better than Misery.
I did not say that. I said I would rather sit through Rings.
Mikey Bonez.
I would, man. It's like, but Rings also, I gave a 1.6 as a score. This is 6.4, but because I can appreciate a lot of things that were done, it just wasn't for me. And a lot of the things they were going for the fear aspect and that uncomfortableness and everything they were trying to do missed for me.
Yeah.
And that's going to be the result.
This movie's going to stick with me for a little bit because I'm going to be trying to figure out why it didn't work for me as well as I think it should have. Because on paper, this movie should have been right up my alley. But it just, for whatever reason, it just didn't all come together. It just didn't quite work as well as it should have for me. Which, is unfortunate because you want to love everything.
Yeah.
No. I'm good with not loving this one. That's fine.
Yeah. It'll stick with me for a while to try and figure out exactly what it was missing. And I think a lot of it is, like we talked about, just the degree of difficulty in making this movie. Like telling this story. Like, how do you do that?
Yeah, and I don't think they answered it perfectly, but I think it was like a good attempt. I think it was solid. Right. I also, just based off of our like small mini theme of the week of doing something snowy, I don't think I talked about this. The atmosphere in this one strikes me as very strong. I feel the snowstorm. We don't spend a lot of time looking at the snowstorm, but I felt very cold watching this,
That's fair.
Yeah, I can get that. I mean, even that bedroom seemed kind of cold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seemed boring too, but yeah, I agree. That's what I'm saying, man. Technical aspect, dude, they nailed it. They truly did. I would never ever dispute that. I just did not have a good time watching this damn movie. So 6.4.
You know what?
Not
You
a
would
bad
have had
score.
a good time watching Shredder.
I swear to God. You know what? We should have did fucking Shredder. We should have did Shredder. I'm not gonna go that far saying Santa Jaws.
I'm gonna watch. I'm gonna watch Shredder probably tomorrow, and you're never gonna get to watch it now.
Patreon exists. Speaking of, patreon.com//radio. Tiers starting as low as $3 a month. Get an extra show every week. You get before, during, and after the show nonsense that did not make the show. And the Easter egg content. You get to pick a movie that once a month you guys get to vote, nominate, and vote on movies. We have no say-so in any part of this matter, and we have to watch it. And next week starts the Christmas war.
Christmas circle jerk?
Notes? Son of a bitch.
Take a
I'm sorry.
note there that I didn't say it that time.
I do. Every time I do it now, from learning from the past, I have to note who did it because I went through and I just bleeped like one or two and I forgot it got said again. So yeah, I do have to know Cat's name on that one.
Mikey, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said Christmas circle jerk. It's the holidays circle jerk. We're non-denominational.
Right. Yeah. That is a good point. We got to make the circle jerk more inclusive.
Yeah.
Oh, Rob. Alrighty. Yeah, but so the patrons next week, they get to nominate their holiday movie, and the week after that, we'll nominate ours, and we'll let the scores show who won.
You know that meme that's going around right now? The like, what's your most woke opinion? Can you imagine responding to it and being like, I've stopped saying Christmas circle jerk?
Unbelievable. You can also follow us on YouTube, TikTok, and I think that's a Blue Sky and Twitter at Slasher Radio. And I'm at Mikey's Dead on Twitter. And I think Blue Sky 2 is the same handle. So if you want to follow me there, go for it. If not, that's cool too. Rob, where they find you?
I am at Radio Rob 123 on Blue Sky. You can find me over there. And you can listen to the other show that Cat and I do together, the Nick fucking Woo Cage Cast. We just released our episode on the Frozen Ground with our friend Amber. And coming up, we have an episode on, what's it called? Joe? Yeah, Joe. That'll be coming out soon. And apparently, and I did not know this, but apparently we have a link tree that you can check out.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, real excited about that.
Amber was great too, by the way, on the Nick F and Woo Cage Cast.
Amber's always great.
Amber's always the best.
Slasher Radio Hall of Famer.
Yes, her and Al Bundy.
Yeah, and Bobby Spitzer.
Bobby Spitzer, yeah.
Speaking of Amber, I didn't make it all the way through my fourth drink, but I will say it's a lot stronger than the first three drinks. I would recommend adding 2 or 3 shots of vodka to your dirty Dr. Pepper.
Amber trying to kill Cat.
Also, like one of the saddest things that has ever happened in like the lore of this show. This show has so much lore. And in the lore of the show, honestly, the thing that I look back on and kick, but not even myself in the ass, I want to kick Cat in the ass for this. When Blue Sky started, remember, and it was invite only, and you had to like wait to generate enough invites. I wanted so fucking bad to make Radio Rob 123, and Cat gave you an invite. Cat, honestly, I will never forgive you for that.
Yeah,
I could think about the weeks I could have held that handle hostage, and what the things I could have made this man do, and the shit I could have posted on that fucking account in the meantime, and you ruined it all, Cat.
He didn't need to be suing you. He was already going after the TikTok guy.
Yeah, the TikTok guy.
That's the thing. He was caught up. Fucker. He was caught up in all the legal issues from that. I'd have been able to get away at least for a couple. I got my worth out of it for sure. I think about that sometimes. So you know.
I'm sorry.
You know what I thought about the other day? Speaking of the lore of the show that is long forgotten, and a possible nomination maybe for the Slasher Radio Hall of Fame, Robger.
Oh yeah.
Remember that was fun. Remember that
Anybody, guy? Look, the Slasher Radio Hall of Fame, part of the Slashies that's coming up next month, I believe. And if you guys, it's bad enough we have to mention our Hall of Fame and mention Al Bundy. All right, can we get a little prestige in here? Don't nominate Robger. And I get the allure to it, especially Jinx. Jinx had a thing with Robger for a little bit.
Yeah,
so like. Let's at least keep this prestigious, all right? Don't muddy the waters with Robger, okay? Because we know with Rob being the one who decides to go in there, it's a cinch. Let's not waste it.
A big looming figure in the lore of this show. That's all I'm saying.
You know what you have to deal with soon. We're talking about the Slashies, and we're starting to get all that up and running. You're gonna have to deal with the EyeRChris thing again.
I know. So I feel like.
Can you imagine EyeRChris going up against Robger and Rob sitting there and being like, you know what? I choose violence.
Again.
The thing is, I feel like it's this year or it's a bit.
It's one or the other.
The stakes are really high.
The stakes are real high, and I don't know what's going to happen. First of all, he's got to get nominated.
Oh,
yeah.
As soon as I post it, this is what happens when I post stuff on Patreon. I post it, I start doing other stuff, and within 5 minutes max, my phone goes off and it's Chris commenting on it. So I know as soon as I post that, within seconds, I'm going to get EyeRChris message EyeRChris as the nomination again. Okay. Although Allie beat him to it last year.
I do like the power move of nominating yourself, because that is certainly something I would do. Yeah. But who gets in, who doesn't is completely out of my hand.
All right.
It's all in your hands.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, you're going to have to deal with that, man, which means afterwards we're going to have to deal with that. So, yeah, I forgot about that. Holy shit. But yeah, it's a bit if it doesn't happen this year. I have to agree.
It also depends on where we're at with the ring thing.
I was just going to make an offer, but I don't want to get blamed for any Hall of Fame shenanigans.
Oh, no, there will be no shenanigans involving the Hall of Fame.
Oh, okay. Well,
that is sacred ground. That is the ground of Bobby Spitzer, Amber, and Al Bundy. All right.
It's a shame Al Bundy's in there. Like, those two people honestly deserved. Chris honestly deserved. Al Bundy.
Listen, I set this up. I thought it was this great idea. It was going to be a lot of fun. We put in like some horror icons and stuff. Some people from the show, maybe. First fucking one out of the gate, Al Bundy. Great.
Let's go a year with that. Him being the only member of our Hall of Fame.
Our fucking listeners, man. And we can't even get Ed O'Neill on the show.
No, he hasn't done it yet. No, that's a shame. He doesn't know he's in a Hall of Fame.
I know, right? He has no idea.
It's like the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and nobody told him or something, you know? It's crazy. He goes around every day. He has no idea. All right. Cat, where are they finding you?
You can find me on Blue Sky and Instagram at Cat Voleur, CATVOLEUR. You can check out my website, catvoleur.com. Yeah.
All right, guys. Sign up for the Patreon, damn it. Get into the holiday thing.
Yeah, you cheap bastards.
Good night from Slasher Radio.
All the best with Slasher Radio podcast.